Well, I wasn't the best kid. I mean, I wasn't a bad kid, but I would be irritating to her, wanting to read longer than she wanted me to.
You were a troublemaker.
Not getting my chores done, and my chores were keeping my bedroom clean. And on Saturday mornings, before we could watch Roy Rogers or Sky King, we had to get our chores done, and that was in the living room, you know, clean the house as opposed to our rooms. So we would call her Witch Hazel on.
That's a step up from reading too much.
Well, that was a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, she had a good enough sense of humor to take it that way.
Good.
And it wasn't just me, it was Karen too, so.
All right.
You know,
Blame it on
later
your
it was
sister,
not
yeah.
keeping my curfew. I would stay out later than they wanted and try to sneak in, and that didn't work. Usually it was Dad, though, that was mad at me then. I can remember my mom saying, "Damn it," one time, but I can't remember why. So I blocked out the responsibility part of my own.
Just like it was your sister that came up with the Witch Hazel, your
Yeah.
older sister.
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I jumped right in. Another common remembrance I get of him is sitting on the couch in his, you know, those t-shirts that are sleeveless and scoop-necked. What are they called?
I think they're white.
Yeah.
Wife beaters.
Yeah, wife beaters. Why would I not remember that name? Anyway, in the living room, he would sit on the couch in that shirt, reading the newspaper with it held up in front of his face, and my dates would come to the door, and of course I'd let him in, and Dad would. You remember? I don't know if you remember him, but he was very muscular through the
That's what I
chest
was
and
gonna
arms.
say. Yeah, he was wearing that on purpose. Yeah.
Exactly. And he would, the date would come in, and I would say, "Dad, let me introduce you to so-and-so," and Dad would lower the paper down.
Very dramatic.
Oh, God. I remember when I was the youngest having to go to the bathroom, and my mom and dad had a bucket that they had brought with them, and I had to pee in the bucket. That was horrible.
They probably didn't have as many gas stations on the way.
Right. We were going through the mountains.
Wow.
With me peeing in the car.
Well, at least you didn't have any brothers or sisters. You know, it's just sisters.
Yeah, just sisters. But you know, they made the most of it.
Made it up? That's funny.
We were both working at Orchard Place. Alan was in, midway between Drake, graduating from Drake and going on to get your master's in business.
I wasn't involved in social worker at all.
No, he was going to be a businessman.
I was money.
Well, you had just come back from Vietnam too, so. Anyway, I had started at Orchard Place after begging for a job there, talked to the director who was there at the time and told him I would do anything, and so he hired me to do carpet repair and paint.
Plunge the toilets, right?
Yeah, all of that. I did all the maintenance, or a lot of maintenance, and anyway, because I wanted to get my foot in the door to work with the kids, and so then after I did that for, a short time really, I started as a counselor with the kids in their unit. And that summer, when school was out, we always hired extra people to do
The grunt work.
I handled the kids. I kept them in line.
Yeah.
I had absolutely no human service class at all. My background was all in engineering and whatever else, but it was not human service.
You knew how to play basketball and
Yeah.
sports, though, and keep them busy. That was the point, I think, was that you could keep them busy with activities during the summer. And then they hired him. He decided to stay on. So we became friends and each had our own boyfriend and girlfriend, and we'd double date. And
They both got screwed. Right?
Well, I can't really disagree with that. Anyway, yeah, we decided that we liked each other better than we liked our boyfriend and girlfriend, and the story went on from there. We went on in a couple of years later and went to graduate school together at Iowa, and came back and did various work.
Yeah. And how long have you been married?
It'll be 50 years now.
I was going to say 49, but maybe 50.
Well, no, it was 49, right?
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. It was 49, but next August it'll be 50.
Congratulations, that's amazing.
Yeah.
When you found out that she was pregnant, what went through your mind?
Who the hell are you get knocked out by? You're getting some from someplace. Not me.
Really?
What year were you
You
born?
never complained. I remember being in the hospital. You know, the pregnancy was easy. It was just so easy. It was always a surprise to me that there wasn't really any discomfort until the end. I had always said to the doctors I wanted to have a natural birth. Didn't want them giving me any of those damn drugs. Yeah, when we were in the hospital, in the delivery room, there was a ball game on, and my doctor would come and go, and finally said, you know, you're going to have to be a lot stronger than you are acting right now if you're going to let me have this baby born without any drugs. By then I was saying, okay, you're right. Yeah, I just want this baby born. You know, you were in both, I think you and Dave were
She
in
might have been
school.
3 years old.
Yeah. And Grandpa would say, would you get me some water? And she would go and be gone for a few minutes and then come back with some water in a cup, and he would drink it, and you know, then another time he would ask, and so she did that several times.
And then he realized that she was getting it. How was she getting it?
She was too little to reach the sink, so the only other way to get it was from the toilet. So she was serving your dad toilet water. Yeah, you and he were living or sleeping in the same room there at the front of the house, and on the second floor, and had bunk beds. It was just, he had asked for a manual typewriter, so we had gotten him that for Christmas, and he had it set up in your room on a desk that Grandpa McDonald had made for you. We all went to bed and got up the next morning, and he had the idea that he was going to be a Ghostbuster kind of thing, and he had twisted the keys on that typewriter all around, every different direction to fight ghosts. So, you know, he didn't even have that typewriter a day, I don't think.
Wow. Jeez. I remember there was one day we were home and you came home and there was a huge crash.
Yeah. Yeah, except you remember the story. You weren't there when it happened. Pardon?
There were 2 crashes actually. One was the front end crash that you drove into the front of the garage.
Yeah.
And the other was when you backed into that tree.
No, you backed into that tree.
That wasn't me. That was not me.
I will take responsibility for the door, but I will not take responsibility for the tree.
I don't remember a tree in the driveway. There was no
The reason
tree.
you don't remember is it didn't last real long.
No,
It was cut down. It was cut down pretty quickly.
Yeah.
We had lasagna for supper one night, which was not unusual, but somehow whoever did the cooking that night, I don't know, made it way too liquidy.
Yeah.
What was your reaction?
This is lasagna soup. And she was crying. Mom was crying. And we were trying to help her feel better. It tasted so good.
I remember it tasting delicious. You don't remember it tasting good? You don't like soup, or you had soup for lunch today?
Lasagna. If you ate lasagna soup, it was soup that tasted like lasagna.
Yeah, you kids were all, I think, surprised at my reaction for one thing, and then because you thought it tasted fine.
And I was laughing.
Yeah, Dad was laughing and I was crying, and I was mad at myself because I'd spent so much money and time making the damn thing.
And we were confused because it tasted delicious, but you were crying, and
Yeah,
Dad was laughing while you were crying. That's confusing.
yeah. Little did you know that was normal.